Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm ranking the fighters in Baki from weakest to strongest. Starting off at the bottom, at number 51, we got Yuri, alright? We all remember Yuri from the classic series. He does not even make the maximum tournament arc. He's just a good baseline, you know? Moving on from there, we have Rob Robinson. He was in the maximum tournament arc and he lost to Igari. The only reason I really put him on this list is because Doyle considered him good enough to challenge. Moving on from that, we have Suedo. Suedo put up a pretty good fight against Dorian, all things considered, fighting on that roller coaster and stuff. Above that, we have Kato. You all remember Kato with the oil and the broken glass on his fists. He kind of went crazy. Same thing as Suedo with a good fight against Dorian, it's just that he kind of did better. Plus, Kato is the one who qualified for the maximum tournament, and Suedo did not. Above Kato, we have Yashazaru Jr. It's the big monkey guy from the maximum tournament. Literally just threw Kato out of the ring. Kind of embarrassing. Makes you really wonder what he would have done against Dorian. Above that, we have Kinryuzan. He was the sumo from the maximum tournament arc. He did really good against Igari, which is kind of crazy seeing as how Igari gave Baki a good fight. Above that, we have Mount Toba. The legendary opponents of early Baki, I swear to God, gave Baki a hell of a fight, and gave Igari an even better one, to be honest. So it makes sense that number 44 is Igari, the winner against Mount Toba and Kinryuzan. Number 43, Smoking Joe. Now, I know Retsu wasn't using his, going all out or anything like that, but can we all talk, when we saw Smokin' Joe, we knew he was him, right? He was kind of giving Retsu a little bit of a run for his money, even if he ultimately lost. Number 42, Zulu. Zulu jumped Baki and just, literally, he lost. Baki lost in, seconds. Zulu was kind of crazy. Granted, he was only fighting base Baki off guard. Should be comparable to Smoking Joe, who was fighting a Retsu who was holding back. Number 41, Iron Michael. Iron Michael was considered a good opponent even by current Baki, who fought his shadow image. Even then, unfortunately all he amounts to is a really good warm-up. Number 40, Chiharu Shiba. This guy was going back and forth with Michael like it was nobody's business. Honestly, I'm glad Chiharu won that fight. Number 39, Mouth. I'm ranking all three as one person, because let's be honest, they basically are. Toyed with Iron Michael. He was nothing to them. Number 38, Spec. Best known for giving Hanayama arguably his best fight ever, and arguably one of the best fights in Baki. Spec is a unit that refuses to go down, and after barely losing to the man Chiharu Shiba considers his clear superior, Spec has earned this spot on the list. Number 37, Galen. Galen humiliated Hanayama and then gave Jack a pretty good fight. Number 36, Sikorsky. Sikorsky obliterated Galen. Literally went out of his way to make an example of him. Number 35, could it be anyone else? It's Gaia. Now, Gaia, he kind of sunned Sikorsky, gave that man PTSD. But that being said, Gaia also kind of got punked on by 13-year-old Baki, and we don't really know if he's gotten stronger since then, especially since Sikorsky is his only known win, Number 34, the sumo Shachihoko. Now, he's pretty bad, right? But let's be honest, he was able to take 2 hits from Hanayama. Keep in mind, Musashi thought 3 hits would take him out. Crazy. I don't see Gaia doing that, catching hands from 13-year-old Baki, Number 33, Sumo Kyoge. Now, Kyoge isn't that great of a fighter, however, he was the physically strongest sumo, and seeing as how Shachihoko really only had his durability going for him, it's not looking good for him. Number 32, Hanada. This guy had the glow-up of the century in Baki Rahen, to be honest. He literally was throwing around Kosho and Hanayama. That being said, he's not really that strong, but he is able to counter. He's got a mean counter, and honestly, that alone should put him above Kyoge, since he was able to take one of Hanayama's punches and flip him over onto the ground. That is something Shichihoko can only dream of, and Kyoge could really never match. Sumo Honu. This is the guy that Baki fought. Crazy fast, crazy strong. We didn't really get to see a lot of him though, but we know that Baki considered him a threat. So if he's comparable to the other guys, and Baki considers him a threat, I'd put him this high, because let's be honest, Baki does not consider Hanada a threat. Number 30, Kehaya. He had a pretty good showing against Yujiro, literally kicked him into the ceiling before running away, and then he had a pretty bad showing against Doppo, a really bad showing. But you know what? He was able to take those hits and keep going, so I guess it's something. Number 29, Richard Filth. He didn't do a lot, right? But he did get kicked in the balls by Yujiro, sent flying, and then later we see him just fine. This man is kinda cracked, at least in terms of durability. And we know his punches were able to make Doppo, like, bleed. Number 28, Kureha. Now, Kureha should be comparable to Shinogi Kosho, right? And Kosho was able to fight Goki. Like, he gave Goki a pretty good fight. If Goki didn't have that, like, fake eye, Kosho might have won that one. And Kureha, was really, on par with Shinogi, so. Number 26, Doyle. Now, Doyle fought Kosho, and Kosho is obviously stronger than Doyle, but Doyle fights dirty. Literally punched him in the face with an explosive. Hey, a win's a win. Number 25, Uemanai. Yujiro's prodigy. He was given Doppo kind of a run for his money. Like, Doppo had to use, like, the whole skull breaking technique against this guy. Kinda crazy. Also, for the record, he dies in the manga, if you're wondering where the hell he is in the anime. I don't mean, like, currently in the manga. I mean, like, way back when, Yujiro killed him brutally. Number 24, Sumo Tetsutsurugi. Right, he put up a good fight against Doppo, right? And even, like, took one of his arms, kinda. So, really good. Definitely the most skilled in terms of grappling. Number 23, Dorian. Dorian's fight against Doppo, pretty good. I don't think he's on the level of Doppo, obviously, but you gotta keep in mind, when that guy starts fighting dirty, he gave Doppo one of the hardest fights of his life. He took his arm and blew up his face. Well, he took his hand, you know what I mean. Number 22, Jaku Kaio. He lost to Retsu, but Retsu was going all out, and that man would not drop. Really good showing. Number 21, Shobin, right? Shobin, he's the guy with the hands in his pockets. He was pushing Oliver. Oliver, like, good fight. Really good fight. Underrated. Number 20, Che Guevara. Very comparable to Shobin, honestly. But Che just took harder hits from Oliver. Oliver Biscuit. Oliver, yeah. There's no R in Oliver. You ever notice that? It's Oliver. Oliver Biscuit. Number 19, Sumo Shishimaru. He's the one who fought Katsumi. Ridiculous levels of endurance and durability. Insane! But he's not as strong as Retsu, since Retsu's, like, arm was, like, able to just piece him up. Number 18, Sumo Reihao. Okay, he's the Yokozuna, right? And he was able to hurt Sukune, and he took the rib throw and got back up. Kind of a beast. Number 17, Kaio Ryu. He trained Retsu, right? And he kind of had a humiliating showing against Yujiro, but I mean, he got his face ripped off and kept fighting. Do you think the people below him on this list are people who can have their face ripped off and then keep fighting? I don't think so. Number 16, Retsu Kaio. I mean, we could talk about his fight against Musashi, but all we really need to talk about is that he pushed Baki into the demon back. Crazy. Number 15, Sukune. Sukune beat Oliver and then got beaten by Oliver. And when he came back, I guess because he was training or whatever. So, Sukune is basically like Oliver level. Like Oliver Biscuit. I'm just going to call him Oliver because I swear to God, Oliver is such a weird... It needs the R. Number 14, Oliver Biscuit. Nah, it sounds wrong. Number 14, Oliver Biscuit. He beat Sukune. Number 13, Muhammad Jr. Muhammad, he beat Doppo and then got beaten by Doppo, right? And I think Doppo is more impressive than Oliver, because Oliver fought like current demon back Baki, but Doppo pushed Yujiro into the demon back. Like, different levels. Number 12, Doppo. Doppo beat Muhammad Ali Jr. Plus, don't underestimate Doppo. He's been getting stronger. Did you see his performance against Baki in the sumo arc? Kinda, I don't know. Might have stocks in Doppo. Number 11, Goki. Now, Goki did beat Doppo in the Maximum Tournament arc, but even more than that, he definitely outperformed Doppo in the Musashi arc. Number 10, Yanagi. Menace who took Goki's eye. Enough said. Number 9, Kaku Kaio. His fight against Yujiro? Crazy. Ultimate martial arts against ultimate violence? Enough said. Number 8, Katsumi Orochi. His Mach Fist surpassed what Kaku Kaio was able to do. Number 7, Jack Hanma. His performance up against Pickle was just better than Katsumi. And honestly, with Jack and Baki Rahin, invest in his stocks, bro. Jack's gonna go crazy, I'm telling you. Number 6, Pickle. We all saw what Pickle did to Jack, and he's only been getting stronger. Number 5, Hanayama. I'm gonna keep it real. For most of the series, Hanayama is not that great. But then, like, after Baki Hanma, Hanayama stocks just shoot way the heck up. Like it's crazy. In the Musashi arc, he has Musashi literally saying, like, if he takes 3 hits, he's out. And then, in the Sumo arc, he just has the best performance. Hanayama is kinda crazy right now. Number 4, Matobe Izo. This guy is not all that great in terms of hand-to-hand. He's literally weaker than Kinryuzan, right? But with weapons, like with prep time or whatever, he beat Musashi, who granted he wasn't going all out, but still he did it. A victory is a victory. This man deserves to be number 4. With prep time, he's one of the deadliest foes in all of Baki. Number 3, Musashi Miyamoto. This guy, comparable to Baki, right? Baki did not use the demon back, but who knows if that would have made Baki win that fight. And then against Yujiro had that like demon back with his shirt on. Typically his shirt blows off. Does that mean he was going all out? Also, that fight got interrupted. All I'm saying is Musashi, low-key, could be top 1, but we just haven't seen it. Right now, I think number 3 is a very comfortable placement. Number 2, Baki. The reason why I put Baki over Musashi is because if we take a look at their fight, we see that while there were points in the fight where Musashi could have killed Baki if he had his swords, there were also points in the fight in which Baki had Musashi at his mercy and could have killed him if he merely chose to. Throw the demon back in the mix, and I feel like it becomes clear that the battle is just leaning in Baki's favor. It is close though. Now, the reason why I don't have Baki at number 1 is that in spite of the show being named after him, we have already seen his battle with the number 1 spot, and while Baki may have won the Battle of Ideals, we all know who won the Battle of Strength. And number 1, could it be anyone else? It's the Ogre, the strongest man on Earth, Yujiro Hanma. Well folks, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.